Today, our lucky entrepreneurs are William Walsh and Ned Kensing. They're joining us in studio to pitch their idea to venture capitalist Andrew Williamson from Physic Ventures. It also dovetails nicely with our featured guest from Famous Familiar Pizzas, Giorgio Collage as well. So guys, take it away, pitch away.
Well, my name is William Walsh and I am the CEO of Eco Incorporated. Eco Incorporated is a design company that identifies high volume packaging and then comes up with eco-friendly solutions for that packaging. Our first product is the GreenBox. Do you mind if I?
No, yeah, you got it, because again, it's all in the.
Yeah, it's manufactured from 100% recycled material, and it is also recyclable. The top tears off, oops, and breaks into 4 serving plates, and then the base tears along these perforations. And folds in half to store a half a pizza in a refrigerator, and then disposes in a very small recycling bin. So it is manufactured again from 100% recycled and recyclable material, and we can provide this. We are tooling up nationwide with a company called Pratt Industries, and they have 6 locations, and we are currently in the process, as I said, in the tooling process, and can manufacture this box tomorrow.
Ned, how much money have you raised? How much do you want to raise?
We ideally want to raise, for the first 3 months, about $250,000.
How much money have you already put into it?
What would you say, Will? We'd probably put in,
Yeah,
close to $300,000.
Andrew, why don't you just go ahead and ask some questions of what you want to know from these guys as this pitch develops.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, just as some intro, I would say, guys, congratulations. I think you've really picked the timing right here.
Thank you.
And you've also got lucky with the VC you're pitching to. So at Physic, we invest quite a lot of money on behalf of the consumer goods and food and beverage packaging companies. And I lead up actually our sustainable packaging and materials practice, so I'm quite familiar with this space. If you speak to any of the sustainability officers at the leading consumer goods companies, they're going to tell you that the 2 issues they're most concerned about from a sustainability or environment perspective are materials and water. And I think you've probably got a solution here that can help them address both of those. First of all, you've got this 100% recycled material piece, and also you've got this piece about using the lid as plates so you don't have to dispose of paper plates or wash up any additional plates. So I guess my first question would be, how big a deal is this? And from a technical perspective, we talk about what's called a life cycle assessment. And what I want to know is, if, say, Domino's Pizza switched over to using your boxes for all of their pizza delivery, how many million trees would be saved every year? How many gallons of water would no longer be used for washing up? Because if that's quite compelling, then they can make that, and they can use that as a branding issue. The second big question I would have would be, I want to double check that the box can be used in exactly the same way as existing boxes are being used now, and at the same price point. Because one of the big feedbacks that we get from both consumers and companies is that everybody wants to move to greener alternatives, but they're not really willing to pay a premium for it, and they're not really willing to change their behavior in order to do that. So it seems like you have something that fits in there, but I'd like to hear that. And then, have you run some numbers to see how big a deal this would be from an environmental perspective?
Yes, we have. In fact, I have an environmental impact analysis, a cursory environmental impact analysis. We have a complete analysis that's being prepared by Columbia University currently. But for example, 50 billion, we broke it down into 50 million boxes, 100 million boxes, 250 million boxes, 1 billion boxes, and then the entire market, which is 2.37 billion. Right. And if we just got 50 billion of these boxes into circulation, we would save 208,250 trees. That's 1,041 acres of land, 85,750,000 gallons of water, 50,225,000 kilowatts of energy, 110,833 barrels of oil, and 39,200 cubic yards of landfill. and that's 50 million. If every single pizza box was a GreenBox, you would save 9,871,050 trees, which is 49,355 acres of land, 4,064,555,000 gallons of water, 2,380,665 kilowatts of energy, 5.2 million barrels of oil, 1,858,000 cubic yards of landfill.
Andrew?
That sounds very impressive. And first of all, I'd say it sounds like you've done your homework, so congratulations. And we get a lot of companies who come in and pitch these type of products, and they haven't done that homework, so you're ahead of the queue. I have a few questions about margins and price and cost and things, but we don't want to do that on the air, so we can talk offline about that. My other big question would be thinking about business model going forwards. There are some very successful companies, for example, Tetra Pak, who've built a $10 billion business around manufacturing and selling the equipment for manufacturing sustainable packaging. Do you want to be in that business, or do you want to be more in the design of novel packaging solutions and then licensing business? Because they're very different models, and one is more capital intensive than the other. So have you given some thought to that? Because that obviously affects how much money you need to raise.
Oh, yes, we have. We're initially we'd like to stick more with the business model of doing design and coming up with solutions, because we understand the capital investment for a manufacturing company is far greater than a design company.
Great. I think that's the right choice, and that's the one that's definitely more scalable and more venture investable. Then my next level of diligence would be to start to talk to some customers, and you have one in the audience there, so I'd love to hear their thoughts on whether they'd like to use this box and how they would present that to consumers and take advantage of this green benefit that they could offer as a business.
Giorgio?
Yes, ma'am. You know, what's interesting is
So you're going to use this box, or why the hell not?
We could definitely use this box. And
Right.
I have to say, I took a look at the YouTube video probably about 2 months ago, before I even knew it was coming on the show. I was watching with my 11-year-old daughter and said, Daddy, that's really cool. I thought it was great. Look, the way I look at new technologies, and my background is actually in high technology, is there's an emotional aspect, what I feel emotionally when I see something at first, and then there's my empirical side. From an emotional side, I think this is a great and very creative and innovative solution. That's my emotional side. On the empirical side, especially when you look at raw data and considering the timing of where we exist today with being more environmentally conscious, I think it's a timely solution as well, even on the empirical side. And your numbers show it. It's quite impressive, and I agree with Andrew. I think you've done your homework. You know, I would definitely like to take a closer look at this myself, and I think, you know, my competitors would probably like to take a look at this as well.
Andrew's point was, though, that the box needs to be the same price point. Is it?
Yes.
It is.
It's manufactured at no additional cost whatsoever. There is depending on the, it's very quantity sensitive. So comparatively speaking, it's not any more expensive to go this route.
What are you? And wait, hold on, Andrew, because we got to take a quick break. And I want you to give them a final word on this.
Give me a call, guys.
Hey! Look at that! From